Welcome into my Will Advocacy. Your host Calvin Gray, and today I'd like to introduce a good friend who's a part of the team. His name is Apostle Bruce Coleman. Here he has his own church here in Miami, but he's also a part of the spiritual counseling aspect of our team. Um, so, Bruce, let me ask you. I mean, as how long has you been an apostle? First of all,
I was ordained in 1998.
okay, and since that time, I mean, you've chosen this path. Was it a calling on you, or you just picked this to do?
Oh, no, I was called to do this. In 1980, I think it was 82, I got the call or the sign from God about preaching.
Hmm.
I kind of ran from it for a while, but I had to do it because I know it from God. And it was in 1983, I started preaching the gospel in 19.
So, Bruce, imagine when you was called, was you blind at that point, or no?
No, I was not blind. I was able to see, drive, and everything a normal person would say could do. So, as a matter of fact, I used to race cars when I had a 1969 GTO.
Whoa, wow. Where's that car today?
I don't know.
Oh
Oh
man,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
So basically, after you lost your sight, how soon after you was called did you lose your sight?
Well, like I said, I was called in 1981 about preaching,
Mm-hmm.
and I ran for about 6 months or something like that. I had to finally accept my calling.
Mm-hmm.
In 1983, I started preaching the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
I was on our pastor.
Okay.
He ordained me with the district meeting,
Mm-hmm.
and I started preaching from then.
Okay.
And to that day, to this, I'm still preaching the gospel.
How did they receive you once you lost your sight? How did they receive you? How was you received? I mean, did it was it because a lot of times when people are blind and they're going into places, either church or work, people receive them pretty differently. In other words, they're heavily concerned about them.
Well, like I said, when I started preaching, I was not blind.
Mhm.
I became blind, totally blind in 2000.
Okay.
I was already preaching. People knew about me. I used to evangelize
Mm.
and all that stuff before I became a preacher. I mean, a pastor. And I was uh, Restoration Fellowship Temple was born in 1980. No, 1993. Excuse me. You want to
Okay.
change that?
Okay.
How
Um,
did you become blind?
Glaucoma. Glaucoma
Oh,
was that old little demon that got in, and I lost my sight.
so yours is not congenital. It was just something was an onset.
Yes,
Okay.
I didn't know
Okay.
I had glaucoma. That by driving one night, and I couldn't see hardly anything with
Mm.
my kids in the car.
Wow.
God guided me home, and I put my keys down, went to the doctor, and they found that I had glaucoma.
And there was
Night blindness,
nothing
call
they
it
could
night blindness.
and there was nothing that they could do at that point.
No.
Okay. Well, me personally, myself, I have congenital glaucoma, so I basically inherit mine from my father. It skips a generation in my family. So, I have another sister who has it, and I have one that's totally blind, and then I have one that can see. And for me personally, and my family, my son has some of what I have, but my daughter can see. So it's different when it's just come on you compared to when you've had it. I guess I never really knew much about it until I got a little older and I started going to the doctor. They told me about it. Thankfully, they was able to do different procedures to help me to maintain it. You know, but so when you did lose your sight and you're starting to preach, was your members or the congregation in the sense of how hard was it for you to be able to do a service?
The service was never hard. It's doing it a different way.
Okay.
Because now I can't see.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything about computers.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about no Braille.
Mm-hmm.
It was new to me.
Right.
So in 2003, that's when I went to the my lighthouse.
Okay.
But like I said, the congregation still received me because it's not about me; it's about the Word of God.
True.
And I
True.
was very versed in scriptures and teaching. I had to learn how to teach and preach in a different format, meaning getting the information from me, from God, from me to the congregation.
did you
I learned Braille, but Braille was not. How can I say I was not good at it? I learned it. They said if you don't use it, you lose it. My thing is more technology, computers, phone, typing on my phone, computers, things like that. I'm more adopt to that than Braille.
So what technology do you use on the computer or on your phone? What assistive technology do you use to help you?
Well, I use JAWS
Okay.
on my computer
Okay.
and voicemail, not voicemail, but voiceover, excuse me,
Voiceover, yeah.
on my iPhone.
Oh, so you have iPhone.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, screen readers.
So with voiceover on your iPhone, you're able to, what are some things that voiceover helps you to do?
Helps me to read the screen.
Okay.
What I select on my iPhone, like phone notes, certain apps on my phone. It reads the screen to me to let me know what's on there.
Okay. Are you able to send messages
Yes, I can text with my voice as well as type
and send emails?
and send emails.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. That's
I'm
good.
very versed in technology with the phone and the computer.
Okay. Was JAWS hard to learn? Because with JAWS, I am well aware it takes its keystrokes, remembering different keystrokes to be able to maneuver through the screen.
JAWS was a little difficult, like you say, remembering the keystrokes and what they stand for.
Hmm.
But the more I got into it, the easier it was.
Okay.
Even even today, I forget some of the strokes.
Well, I don't think you forgot. It's just you have so much stuff on your
On my
mind, and
mind, yeah,
you're thinking of multiple things at the same time. It's
yeah.
like, oh, oh, what's that key? What's that key? I mean, the difference between you and me is, well, you're totally blind, I'm visually impaired. I use ZoomText, and the difference between ZoomText and JAWS is that I can, as the mouse scans over anything, whether it be letters or images, it'll tell me what it is. But also, as I'm typing on the keyboard, it could read back the letters and words back to me.
Correct.
So I can actually type on it like a regular person, but it's reading back everything to me to let me know what's on the screen.
Correct. That's what JAWS
So,
does in seminar.
but both functions are very. I mean, they're very helpful
Yeah.
to a person who's visually impaired. And the other difference is with zone text, you can zoom it up, think to like 24x, which is extremely big compared to with JAWS. You don't even need the monitor on, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Just listen to it.
Exactly.
That's when you read it for me.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I have an Android which I use voice. I use Google Assistant. So there's a difference between Siri and Google Assistant. I don't use TalkBack like VoiceOver. VoiceOver tells you every little thing as you touch it. But with Select to Speak, all I have to do is touch something and run my finger over the screen, then it reads everything to me.
Well, voiceover on the iPhone works similar
Hmm.
because I can slide and it tells me everything I'm sliding to, or I can scroll down with two fingers and it reads the whole screen.
Yeah.
What's on the
Okay.
screen?
So let me ask you a question, Bruce. In the sense of you being an apostle and you doing so many other things and you have these assistive technology, how does that make you feel in as far as independent? Do you feel like you're independent?
Yes, very independent.
What does independence represent to you, mean to you?
You can do everything you want to do as being blind as you had sight.
Hmm.
You take you learn the different functions that you need to do to cope.
Okay.
Oh, I can start with this. I fly by myself. I take
Okay.
go to the airport, get on the plane.
And especially as congested as the airport is.
Yeah, yeah. Well, but but see, I go. Excuse
Mhm.
me. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I go with SDS. I get out. They drop me out at the airport, and then I had a wheelchair assessment to help me get through the airport. They roll me onto the plane. When I get to my destination, they roll me off the plane, take me to my destination to be picked up.
Have Be My Eyes, and what's the other one that you pay for?
Oh God, I can think of the name again. Oh Jesus,
There's one that you pay for, but if something is free, you should always be smart and take the free one.
take it freely. Yes.
Exactly. So with Be My Eyes, once you have that app downloaded on your phone, you could literally once you have it activated on your phone, you could literally call a volunteer.
Exactly.
Mind you, when you talk to someone on Be My Eyes, you don't know where that person is at.
Right.
You know,
Coming from.
so you do have volunteers out there that wants to be able to help the blind community, and that's a great thing. The only thing would Be My Eyes compared to the other app, which I'm still trying to remember the name of it. You don't want to give out personal information. You don't want to show them personal information.
Right.
That's the only difference.
She told me, for example, one time a person calls to pick a red coat,
Uh-huh.
and the other time it was to in a bunch of paper,
Hmm.
which one was the bill for the electricity. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it really is a great thing to use because especially like and that's a good, mind you, that understand independence is doing things for yourself, right?
Exactly.
But mind you, we're not supposed to live in this world, be in this world by ourselves. So we're still independent, but by using that app, you're getting help. But that help is to continue to be independent.
Independent.
So um, it's like I said, it's a great app to use to get you around. That's another function that you can use to get you through the airport if you want to walk it yourself. But having that wheelchair access is a great thing. Um,
Just thinking, Calvin, I think that app is called Ira.
Ira, there
Ira,
you go.
yeah.
Ira.
Yeah.
Ira is the app that you do
Yeah.
have to pay for,
Yeah.
and it's, mind you, it's a great app.
How
Yes.
do you spell it?
I think it's Ira, Ira,
Something like that.
Ira, yeah,
Ira.
I
Ira.
think.
Mm.
IR, right. But it really is a good service. I
It
think
is.
there's another one out there, but I don't remember the name of them either. They're kind of new. There's
Yeah.
another service out there. But having either one of those apps on your phone
Mhm.
is very good. And mind you, on Android and iPhone, there are a lot of apps in the Play Store
Yes.
that is very accessible that's very helpful for the blind. Like I also use Lookout. Bruce, I don't know if you ever used Lookout
I
before.
haven't used it, but I know you talk about it as well. Yeah.
Or what's another cool app that's really out there that a lot of people don't know about? Some people in the blind community know about it. It's called InnoSearch.
Mhm.
InnoSearch is another way of you shopping, and that's another way of independence. In other words, InnoSearch is like bigger than Amazon in the sense that when you call them on the phone, or you can go to them on the website, but when you call them on the phone, you get this AI person and you tell them what you're looking for. Let's say I'm looking for a pair of tennis shoes. What type? Nike. What size? Size 11. Do you want it from a specific store? Okay, yeah, I want it from Foot Locker. Or just check the whole web for Nike size 11, and they will give you a list of all the stores that sell Nike size 11, and then you pick whichever one you want. And whichever one you want, then they take you, if you're satisfied with that particular Nike from that particular store, then they just take you to another line where you just pay for it. So InnoSearch is I think it's been up now for the past 2 years because they had it at the NFB convention.
That's amazing.
And it's a very good app that blind people can use to actually do any kind of shopping, grocery shopping or shopping for anything. Did you go through that period of low
Oh
self-esteem?
yes. Yes.
And be afraid to go outside by yourself.
I didn't have that problem. My problem, I went into a shell when my blind first happened.
Uh-huh.
I shut myself off from my wife, from my mother. Now that's bad
Mhm.
because I was experiencing feelings. How
Mhm.
am I going to do this? What am I going to do? Stuff like that. I had to reassess myself and make a forward move to do something for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because doing for yourself with sight is good. When you don't have sight, it's a different world.
Yeah,
And
and I mean, you said that now you're very independent, but in that moment, in that transition, how do you knew about SDS, about different technology? How do you start that process?
well, I got in touch with my a counselor at DBS, and like DBS counselor guided me through the process of going signing up for SDS for the Miami Lighthouse. I got my training from the Miami Lighthouse, the mobility computers, and
And DBS stands for what, Bruce?
let's start again.
Division of, well,
Division of Blind Services.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I gotta get my head together. That's all.
It's fine.
But yeah, Division of Blind Services,
Um,
and that's where I got my start going forward. I had I used to say I had a system now that I can work that can help me
The first time that you took an STS was by yourself or with the person?
with myself. It was not
Okay.
hard for me. I'm used to traveling, used to riding. No problem for me. I like to ride.
Yeah, but I mean, some blind people can be fearless. No, not fearless. Can be with fear because they don't know the chauffeur. They don't know if they are going to the right address. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the first time I used it, STS, like I said, I had my training, I had my cane, all
Uh-huh.
that kind of stuff. And by me knowing the Miami area, I'm good with addresses, and if I know the address, I can either guide the. That's fine. Then that will guide the driver where you need to go. Sometimes they don't know where they're going half of the time, and they at that time they didn't have GPS working with the STS, but
Wow.
now they do. They search for address just like I had to do, but by me knowing how to search for addresses, apartments, I can tell them where to go.
Because when you use, because you know the thing that the thing that separates blind from sighted people, and Bruce can probably answer this as well, is that you have this sense, you have a good sense of remembering things, the ability to remember things,
Yes.
retain information. So for the fact that when probably when he had sight, he remembered different things, like certain things in that area to better help the drivers, especially because a lot of times when drivers go new places, sometimes they get lost even when they use GPS.
Mhm.
So for myself, if I go someplace and I've been there before, for some reason I remember certain things in those areas, maybe a tree, maybe a car, maybe a building, that I can give the driver information on how to get there. And then when you've went someplace numerous times, your body is able to recognize when you're in that right area.
Yeah,
You know that.
but I was asking because, for example, you are trying to teach new people how to walk by this path of blindness or visually impaired. So that's a pretty good use of technology. Use your own GPS to know where are you going.
Hmm.
You know?
Well, yeah, anything that you do as a blind or visually impaired person, it's about remembering. It's like one thing that I always do, like especially any store I go into, I try to, as I go through the store, I remember every aisle. I try to retain every aisle. So when I come back to that aisle, that store, I'll remember, okay, I need to go to this aisle to get this item. So every place we go, especially when we go the first time,
Mhm.
it's like a memory thing. You're retaining the information. So next time you go there, you're not as concerned as you was the first time.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And it makes your travel a lot much more easier. So in helping a person to understand this, as you go places, start recording things in your mind. Try remembering how many steps it takes to get to this, or as you're feeling it with your cane, try to remember certain things, your texture you feel on the ground. So like what I used to do is I used to write up a list ahead of time
Mm.
and go up to customer service and say, just let them know, listen, I'm visually impaired, but I
Mm.
have a list. It helps when you say you got a
A
list.
list, yes.
Because if you
Hmm.
ain't got that list, they're like, oh
Go here,
my
go there.
God,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
be all day.
Right.
But having that list allows them to say, okay, let's get the cart, and they'll start looking at the list and start picking up.
Hmm.
Um, or the other way is just simply, again, using one of those apps on your phone.
Yeah, I have
And
the Walmart app on my phone. My wife does it, but
mm. Oh, using the Walmart app
to
helps you to.
order and
Oh,
they bring it
yeah,
to your house. Yeah.
yeah. You could definitely do that too. You can do that too.
How do you use the Walmart app?
It's on my phone. It's a Walmart app on your phone that you can order your food or anything from Walmart. They bring it to your house.
Oh, you order
Yeah, but I,
groceries.
I, I
Groceries,
mean,
yeah.
as a blind person.
Well, I can do it if I put my mind to it. My wife does that herself. If we're ordering for the house or something like that. So she usually do that on her phone, but mostly on my phone because I'm paying for the service.
Mhm.
You can get it with the free deliveries,
Yeah.
stuff like that.